You've probably seen the word dashboard so many times that it just blends into the background, on your car, on websites, on apps, and even on software you don't remember installing. But have you ever stopped and thought, why do we even call it that? It doesn't sound futuristic, technical, or modern at all. In fact, if you heard the word without context, you'd think someone was aggressively headbutting plywood. It's one of those terms we've accepted without questioning, like how we still say we're dialing a number when there's nothing to dial, or how we hang up phones with nothing to hang. But this word has a past, one that's way muddier and way more literal than you'd expect. And today, we're about to uncover that story. So buckle up, because we're about to answer the question, why is it called a dashboard? Right here on History of Simple Things. Let's jump back to the 18th and 19th centuries, when horsepower was literal, not a marketing gimmick on a spec sheet. Instead of tires gripping asphalt, wooden wheels were bouncing over dirt roads, cobblestones, and things we don't want to describe in detail. People got around on carriages, wagons, and carts pulled by horses, sometimes by one tired horse named Stanley, sometimes by a team of majestic beasts ready to ruin your outfit. Now here's where dashboard comes in. When horses ran, accelerated, or even stomped in place, their hooves kicked up all kinds of debris: mud, rocks, dirt, manure, and whatever the road gifted them that day. This flying mess was known as dashing. Not dashing like handsome. Dashing like aggressively flinging nature straight into your teeth. To protect the passengers and the driver from this horse-powered splash zone, carriage makers added a wooden board at the front of the vehicle. This plank stopped, or boarded off, the mud and debris that the horses dashed toward them. So yes, it was literally a board that stopped the dash. A board for dashing things. A dashboard. Here's the funny part. The original dashboard had 0 buttons, levers, or gauges. It didn't show speed, temperature, fuel, or any of the stuff we associate with dashboards now. It was just a shield. A simple, flat plank mounted in front of the driver and sometimes the passengers. No cup holders, no speedometer, not even a spot for your fries. Some carriages had leather or metal reinforcements, and wealthier ones might have a curved design to make it fancier. But the function stayed the same. Don't get slapped in the face with wet dirt. In many carriages, the dashboard also acted as a foot brace for the driver or coachman, especially when driving down hills. Basically, put your boots here and try not to die. Fast forward to the late 1800s and early 1900s. The world starts transitioning into automobiles. Horses retire. Roads slowly get less muddy. But guess what? The word dashboard sticks around like a friend who won't leave your house after the party ends. Early motor cars looked a lot like carriages with engines attached, and many even used carriage parts. That included the dashboard, still sitting in the front, still called the same thing, even though there was no mudslinging stallion involved anymore. As cars evolved, the dashboard gradually transformed from mud blocker to instrument panel. People started installing things on it: gauges, ignition controls, lamps, switches. It became the control center of the vehicle, but instead of renaming it to something modern, everyone just shrugged and kept calling it the dashboard. It's as if everyone looked at this new fancy car and said, "Let's keep the mud plank name, seems fine." Then came computers, software, websites, and apps. Someone somewhere decided, hey, this screen full of information kind of looks like the front panel of a car, where everything you need is all in one spot. Let's call it a dashboard. And just like that, the word jumped industries. Suddenly, business software had dashboards. Fitness apps had dashboards. Your car-sharing app? Dashboard. Your YouTube analytics? Dashboard. Your smart fridge could probably show you a dashboard and judge your leftover lasagna. But why did developers choose that term? Because it already had two key associations: information and control. The front of a car is the place you monitor everything important and access what you need quickly. That idea translated perfectly to the digital world. The mud-flinging horse origin was long forgotten, but the name stayed, repurposed, like a weird antique that somehow works with your modern decor. Let's split it. Dash. Back then, it meant something being thrown or splashed forcefully, not sprinting or running. Board. Literally a piece of wood. In a time when roads were savage and laundry was expensive, the dashboard was the first line of defense against horse-powered chaos. It wasn't glamorous, but it was necessary. And people just kept saying it, even after the reason for it disappeared. The name stuck around because it's simple, familiar, and nobody ever needed a replacement. Back then, it blocked flying mud. Now it blocks confusion. It once kept your boots clean, and today it keeps your information in one place. The job changed, but the name tagged along. Kind of like how we still call our smartphones phones, even though most of us use them more for scrolling, streaming, and ignoring messages than actually calling. Language doesn't always evolve logically. It evolves by habit. Dashboard is a perfect example of a word that outlived its original purpose but kept the same outfit. The function upgraded, but the name stayed behind like an old sticker on a new machine. So the next time you open an app and click on Dashboard, or you sit in your car and glance at your gauges, remember you're using a term born from horses slinging mud into people's faces. It's one of those hidden history words, quietly carrying its origins while pretending to be modern. We didn't rename it because people don't rename what already works. From wooden plates to touchscreen panels, the dashboard survives centuries of evolving tech by simply refusing to leave. Not bad for a mud shield. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.